Modern day society is like perpetual structure of pyramid in which power lies on top and it obligates a specific class to rule and controls other classes through state of oppression, constraining laws and orders, and mainly through institutional authority. And only optimistic harmony, belief, hope, intolerance, obedience are the things that unite such kind of society and gives it an access point to spin on. But whenever or under trial of justice, our belief and hope contradicts the values of our obedience, harmony shambles and it creates absolute chaos. Or else we can say modern society is conceptual creation of some self-proclaimed superior being who wanted to create a realm to exercise power and dictate human lives by dividing mankind and free land, as we all see now. And by self-proclaimed, I mean a deceiving sandbagger who misused unquestionable human faith, because human faith is deeply defensive and intensively aggressive subject when it becomes a part of a challenge, and someone misused it to create a self-persona of having an authority over society by the will of God, having higher moral grounds, having greater virtues, all kind of hypothetical theories to promote the idea of ruling society based on unconditional faith and obedience. And through inheritance of superiority, because superiority is point of attraction and symbol of domination in terms of social appearance, and also poisonous route to bigotry and despotism that has outweighed every human-to-human relation and left it merely in a state of wealthy desire. And through that, society has given birth to predatory behavior and slavery culture, of which every individual is part of. We may be optimistic about illusion that we are part of most progressive society ever, or we can get privileged as others are because we have power to compare symmetric social lives. But reality is adversary. This society is like gambling table that works through betting and reward system. And the more divine the reward will become, the more miserable society will be. The desperation for divine reward has also contained us in an illusory box labeled with social orders, abiding culture, race, ethnicity, belief system, faith, all kind of man-made identity, to instrument the same system of obedience from superior to inferior through a state of oppression. But our optimism had made this oppression a kind of professional procedure of social selection, a kind of art of livelihood. And the division that seems to creating space for self-indulgence is nothing but battleground of ignorance, because no other species has committed more atrocities and murder than the most civilized species on earth, for self-motive, for land, for God, for culture, for race, for ideology, for food, to please someone, to prove superiority, always preaching truth in coffin of lies and hoping it's dead. This is dark reality of society that no ignorant creature wants to confront, because it can leave whole society deserted and paralyzed. And anyway, being trapped in abundance of wealthy desires, only divine reward appears to be remarking our existence in this competitive nature of society, to form the invisible master slavery chain that ends in absolute misery. This society is also busy in enduring the pleasure of desired destruction, because the evolution has been all about willingly acceptance. People are willing to be enslaved to complete the ruling cycle of society and to form a new class of men that is master and slave both. The most richest class shouldn't exist, and every despotic action of such class is part of the delusional desire that makes us optimistic and also denies our existence, because that's what society wants. An obedient servant who lives in absurdity and always eager to be caged in one or another form of prison, or else we can say a circus of obedient clown. Not a man aware of his existence, but a man who is committed to wear a mask and portray the horrid character with absolute obedience. And it may be a case of optimism that society appears to be most active state of freedom, because there's a difference between freedom and free choice. Only freedom that a man holds in modern society is the free will to choose prison of your own wish and letting yourself consumed and played by superior cultures and ideas of society in order to be a part of war and job that we wage every day. Whether it's a war or a job, society is always optimistic about results. Yeah, results may come in society's favor, but consequences are always destructive, not for commander, but always creating monstrous victims to whom we don't even consider part of our society because of the system it is built on oppression, lie, and treachery. And somehow society always finds a reason to justify its disastrous action because nobody is in control in modern society. Society is run by an idea which is accepted by majority. And this idea is all about chaos from source to destination, from initial chaos disguised in promise, system, law, and orders to destined blood and catastrophic chaos when society will sacrifice its power to think and act because it's easy to condemn than think and will act like a herd of an animal, will never be able to decide where to go until it gets punishment from shepherd, and shepherd will leave this society nowhere but to slaughterhouse. Most precisely, I can say, this society exists at the interest of state, a marketplace for business class managed by ruling class, where human being wishes to be enslaved in order to be a part of progress by selling their own existence. And a sense of desperation flows in this society that has made morality victim of hypocrisy and virtue victim of arrogance.